Okay. Let's see. Starting a little bit late. I need to first plug this in. And then get out of some programs. Close some crap. Okay. Don't worry, I will be visually with you in a moment, whether you are watching live or on VOD. Let us see. Nah, screw it. We're not going to do Pretzel Rocks today. We are going to go back to my streaming music. Either that or we're not going to play music at all. Let's go to my streaming playlist. Yeah. Oh, I want to shuffle it. Okay. Oh, there we go. There's the music. And we are live. What's up, friends? For those of you who don't know, my name is Adam, as evidenced by the stream name. I work for a big AAA game studio on audio, what we call tech audio work, which is audio and programming. Today, we're trying to continue to make VST plugins, and I'm at an impasse. Wow, why did that pop up on that screen? Come on. What are you doing? Go away. Also, Doc, get down here. Thank you. Today I'm at an impasse. I've been working on this ping pong delay for the better part of like 2 or 3 weeks. And we have an ad break in 30 minutes. So actually, I'm going to pull up the Twitch dashboard. What are we doing? Why is this not working? Oh, I can just run the ad. Let me run the ad real quick while nobody's here. I click the run ad button. You should run the ad now. There we go. Okay. Let me pull up my dashboard now that I think about this. Stream manager. There we go. All right. So we are at an impasse with, or I'm at an impasse with what I should do for working on this plugin. Because everything I've done recently has not worked, and the plugin is like delaying, but it's delaying wrong, or it's got artifacts or whatever else. And I'm thinking that what I'm going to end up doing during this stream is watch some of an old course that I took on making plugins that is with cadenze.com, editor, and that I will see what they did and try to take what I have been doing and modify that to make this freaking plugin work. Because I want the delay to work, and then I want to turn it into a ping pong delay, and I want this to be infinitely multi-channel. but I'm like real close to having it all work. But it's not working quite yet. The other funny thing I want to share is for those of you who have been watching for a while, I had this thing with NeoVim where I want to work in NeoVim, but I keep having these weird errors. It was justified the other day. I installed a brand new instance of Vim. I'm still having these errors despite it supposedly being set up correctly. So it's something with like CLang D in my machine or something like that. So eventually I think I'll get over to Vim, but right now I'm not going to worry about it as much. But we shall see. So today, oh my gosh, this music, I love Black Moth, but this one is a little drony for me right now. So yeah, we'll see. I'm trying to have some patience with myself to get this thing working because essentially what I'm frustrated by right now is it's not working and I feel like I'm not making much progress, but that's not exactly true. So I think what we're going to do today for right now is pull up Cadenza and we're going to look at some of these few videos and we're going to risk at this point actually like copyright strike, I think, because this is a paid course. We're not going to watch the whole paid course or anything like that, but whoop. What's up, Hagerman? Hype. So what I think I'm going to end up doing is, yeah, we'll watch, I think, delay module, circular buffer, and linear interpolation, all on like 1.5 or faster speed, because I know essentially all of the details in this, but I want to see how it's being done again, because essentially the last, 4 streams or something like that I've been working on, maybe even 6. I've been working on this dumb old ping pong delay. And it works, but not correctly. And then I like super broke it yesterday or the day before. I have no idea what's going on and why. So I'm at an impasse where yesterday I got real frustrated and I was like, I might just like nuke the entire plugin and start over. And I know that I'm close enough that I don't really need to do that. But I was just frustrated. So I think getting a different perspective of how somebody else did this would be useful and would help me kind of see what I'm missing. So that's what we're going to do. For that, I'm actually going to turn the music off now that I think about it. And we will watch this along together, and hopefully there will be no copyright issues. But, well, I don't know. I haven't done this before. So I'm going to crank the volume a little bit from desktop audio so we can hear what's going on. This is cadenza.com, which if I can make a plug, this website is really freaking cool if you're looking to learn anything regarding like creative stuff. Like I'll just show some of the courses. Here, I'll pitch it. So that they don't get mad at me for sharing things. I hit browse courses. Come on, pull it up. So, yeah, like sound design with contact. Let's see. Let's look at subject. They've got game design stuff on there. Music performance. I'm looking for the things I thought were cool. I think music is music technology. Here, that's what I wanted to look for. So these are in association with other groups, but they've got like machine learning for musicians and artists, extracting information from music signals, sound design with contact, machine learning for music information retrieval, online jamming, concert technology, real-time audio programming, sound design, etc., etc. Hagerman, since you're here, let's look at what they have for games, for game design. Turn away music technology. Okay. Visual storytelling for films and video games. Okay, so not much in the way of video games. But for artistic things outside of video games, like they've got business, they've got mathematics of art, like all computational. Let's see what's in computational graphics, because these are all like side things that would then pitch in. Nature of code, computing form and shape. Yeah, these are all neat. They're all just very different than other things that I'd thought about before. See what they even have for entrepreneurship. What? They literally have nothing for entrepreneurship. That's not true because I had a bunch of courses. I think that the search is just not working well. They did have a bunch of like creative entrepreneurship courses at one point. So anyway, so this course is a little old. It's a couple years back is when I first bought it. But we'll look through today is we'll start watching stuff on the delay module. So essentially what he's going to be doing here is he's building a VST that has an audio plugin that has delays, a chorus, gain, stuff like that, and he's building each of these things as independent modules, so modular programming. And we're watching 1.5 speed because it's better.
So the next thing we're going to do is we're going to make our delay module. And the delay module is also going to have a process function, along with a set sample rate function and a reset function. Something like a delay, it needs to know its sample rate, because if you're not taking that into account for the calculations, then it's going to just sound weird. So for this implementation, we're also going to be using some static float values for now. And we're going to come back around and add smoothing to the parameter changes and connect parameters to the DSP modules with the sliders that we create on our user interface.
Okay, that's great.
Here we go.
All right,
I'm going to jump back over to
KP
delay here. Once again, we have a totally empty class. And rather than including the juice header or anything right now, I'm going to just make the class because something that I prefer to do when I'm coding is not include things that aren't necessary until you absolutely need them. Same thing with functions. Don't create functions because you think it'd be convenient down the road. Create them when you get there, when you need them. It'll help keep things clean. Okay, so first thing we do is class, name our class, KP, delay, condensed audio plugin, is what that stands for again. Public, we're gonna have our public functions, our private functions. Take this, constructor, destructor. As I mentioned, we're gonna have a set sample rate function. And I'm using a double type for that because typically that's how the host represents it. So rather than casting things, let's just keep it in the format that the host provides it in. So set sample rate, get rid of this error here because they drive me crazy. Void, reset, okay, and then void process. Here we go, flow and audio. So we have a delay, right? What kind of parameters exist in a delay? We have time, how long is your delay? Feedback, how much is the feedback? How much does that delay line feed back into itself as it's processing? For us, I'm gonna do a wet dry. You know, most people don't want a delay to be completely wet signal because it's just entirely delayed. People typically like to blend, you know, delay with the source material so you can hear the initial sound and then the delay that kind of hangs out in the background. That should do it for now. So yeah, in audio, in time, feedback, wet dry. We're gonna have our output
audio,
and then again we're gonna have samples to render.
It's weird that he counts the samples
as you can
to
see,
render.
This process it's a little more lengthy than gain here, right? We have 4 arguments there. We have what is it, 6? We have 6 arguments here. It's a bit longer. You know, there's many approaches to creating DSP modules. After this course, you can also go around, find a way to implement a base class to all these DSP parameters, so that way you can standardize their implementation, so that way there's less code copying.
Like what I'm used to doing is just passing a reference to their Juice provides audio buffer classes, and I'm used to passing the actual reference to the buffer over rather than a float pointer. Like there's no wrong way to do it, but that's just interesting because then that forces him to have to pass in the number of samples that he wants to render too.
So that way there's less code copying. But for now, this is still intermediate level. I want you guys to just get familiar with the concept and not worry about semantics at the moment. So here we go. We want to store what the sample rate is. And I always use M here for member variables. Not everyone
Also
does.
weird he's storing the sample rate because you can get a reference to that too.
Buffer, we're going to have our buffer here, and how big do we want it? We'll find out. But for now, I'm going to just give it this hard-coded value, and we'll update this all after the fact. Make it dynamic, just like the number of channels. We need to know what the max buffer size is. But first things first, let's just make a delay. Feedback sample, we're going to store the sample that's being fed back into the line, and then also you want an index of where.
Okay, he's doing this very differently than what I was doing.
So that should do it for now. As we iterate over these DSP objects, we're going to perhaps add some more arguments to the process calls or add some new functions, some new member variables. But like I said, only implement the things that you need right now. Otherwise, you're making your creative process a bit more convoluted. Here we go. Pasting these in, you need to namespace everything, otherwise it doesn't work. And we want things to work, so let's do that. Here we go. Constructor, deconstructor. Oh, look at me. Too fast. That's the wrong way. Here we go. Set sample rate. Reset.
Watching people do this
And
always makes me
process.
appreciate that I use Vim. You just copy a bunch of stuff really
Here
easily.
we go. We have this, and I think we're good to just start filling this out. First things first. Set sample rate. This should probably, let's initialize it with a -1. You can't have a sample rate of -1, which means this will crash if you don't initialize it. So I'm putting this as a check to force it to crash if you don't call set sample rate. So if you do this and you don't call set sample rate, it's going to crash immediately, and it's going to point out why it's like that. So here we go. Sample rate and sample rate. And then reset function here. This will get, all these things get called by the host too. All of Juice's plugin processor function calls, they have hooks for this data from the host. So all you need to do is really put these functions in the right place, and the host will give it the data it needs, and it will work. So here we go.
What does this reset do?
Okay, so I need to clear this buffer. I'm trying to use
right-click buffer. Sure.
some juice objects. I don't have the juice header included yet, so let's include it here. I like to include things that we need in the CPP rather than including it in the header, because when you include everything you need in the header, anything else that links against that also has to include the things that are there, and it can make the compiling times very long after a while. You know, I've seen projects that have taken 20, 25 minutes to compile simply because of, you know, unwise usage of includes and kind of just putting them everywhere.
Interesting.
And eventually that makes every object include the other objects, which include the objects they're linked to, and it can become a mess over time. So it's nice if you need to use convenience functions from something like the juice header, put it in your CPP, access it in the CPP. That doesn't get included in the headers when we're compiling. So 0man, this is a nice little juice function here. And we're going to take our buffer, and our buffer is a double type. So this function right here, this allows us to zero out the memory. If it's a float or double buffer, using this function call, it just fill every index of our buffer array to just be 0, which is a little nicer than writing a for loop and just trying to zero everything out on your own. So we're going to say the size of double times, what's our max buffer size? What do we call it here? 2048. So we'll do that for now. So we're zeroing out the memory of this double buffer for the size of the array. Easy enough. So next thing I'm going to do is move on down to the process call.
So he must call this for every channel.
And actually, you know what? I notice here in our header, before we move on, we have our feedback sample and our delay index here. And I like to use const in here to let us know the values that
We're just skipping forward because I don't need a lot of this.
Value that I want to calculate and change over time, then we'll call it that. But I like to use const to let myself know and let others that might be looking at my code that, like, hey, this value, this is a static value, this is the value it's supposed to be. It's not supposed to change even if you try. So we go 1.0 minus width. There we go.
Okay, so what I think he's doing here is he's gonna process each channel separately and keep a buffer for each channel. And what I was doing was different. So what I was doing was to have a single audio buffer, well, a single audio buffer class, but made up of buffers, like multiple buffers. So when process is called, then we have to loop through every single channel here. We're looping on the samples, but then to the channels after that. So we're going to see how he does this, and if I want to follow suit of what he does or not. No, that's not what I want to pull up. Let's see. Let's go to the next one. Yeah, 1.5 speed. So fast.
Through the samples provided.
Okay, so he's gonna loop through the samples because he's only doing one.
Delay time in samples.
Oh wait.
What is that?
Feedback mapped. Let me look.
Through the samples provided.
Oh, that must have been. He must have been in the other.
There's another const value for you. Delay time in samples. What is that? That is the time that we provide times the sample rate.
Sample rate, yeah. And that's a double.
We also need to figure out which sample we are using.
So he's got a float
First
of the
thing
input
to be able
time.
to get our sample accurately is we need to implement this delay as a circular buffer. What that means is we keep all our data in an array. The array is linear,
circular
we treat it
buffer.
as if it's circular. So when it gets to the end, we need to check if it's at the end and come back around to the beginning and use the beginning of the buffer as if it was at the end of the buffer. We do this because if you don't use a circular buffer or you don't interpolate it, every time we reach the end of the buffer and come back around, there will be discontinuity in the waveform, and you'll hear it clicking or popping or buzzing. So I hop back over here to this function, or to our header, sorry. I'm going to implement a function called get, void get interpolated sample. And of course, you could do this all inline in the process function. Like I mentioned before, I like to compartmentalize my functions, keep things clean. If you're having an issue in the process function or it doesn't sound right, why look at, a bunch of code in one function when you could break it down into smaller pieces and then figure out which of these smaller pieces is not behaving as expected. Here's our function, get interpolated sample.
That's a great idea. It just doesn't always function for me.
And it takes an argument of our delay time samples here, which we'll be passing there. We can even implement that now. Yes, it's empty. Bear with me. Okay, so there's that, just to make sure it works correctly. Cannot initialize a variable. Okay, yeah, so this is supposed to return a value. How are we supposed to get a interpolated sample from a function that returns a void type? So we want to tell it double, because this function, its job is to figure out the interpolated sample and return it as a double. So here we go, give that another compile. Build succeeded, cool. Not that I want to open this or test it yet, because I know it'll do nothing, it's not even in the processor, but I like to compile as we go, just to make sure it's
Okay,
good.
so then he's pushing that to get interpolated sample. Okay, this
find the read position
this is familiar.
of our delay buffer at the moment. There we go. Read position, okay. So if our read position is less than 0, we need to increase it. Plus 2048. Okay, so if our circular buffer happens to roll around to a negative value, you need to be able to bump it up to the correct place.
Yep.
And notice that I've typed in 2048 3 different times here. I'm tired of doing that. So for now, we're going to say max buffer delay size. I'm making a static value at the top up here. 2048.
Even though it's still not the right way to do it, but sure.
There we go. I prefer a value like 2048 to be defined somewhere because it leaves too much room for human error if you're typing the same value all over and you could have pressed the wrong number somewhere along the way. If you do the same thing with the variable, they're going to let you know you typed in the variable name wrong, but if you type in the wrong number, compiler doesn't know that was
I'm starting to think I'm not going to learn what I want here. It's going to be funny. Let's see. No, I don't need session recap. I want circular buffer and linear interpolation. I might have to nuke the whole thing. We'll see.
The bounds of our circular buffer. So what we need to do is see if.
Went too far.
Say read 1 is, guess what? The position. Okay, so we have our samples here. Sample 0 and buffer.
Let me go back. So he's starting to do the linear interpolation pass here.
Index.
Okay, here we go.
0, right? We're going to call this read position. We're going to cast it to an int. Read position -1, right? So this is the sample before the current sample. And index 1 is, guess what? The position. Okay, so we have our samples here. Sample 0 and buffer index 0, right? And then sample 1. Right, okay? So if you take a look at this and you know anything about interpolation, you may notice we're missing something. And that's checking if our indexes are outside the bounds of our circular buffer. So what we need to do is see if, so say read position is at 0. That's the very beginning index of the buffer, the circular buffer. And if we try to get index 0 from the first position, position 0, that'll inevitably be -1. We don't want that. What we want is to grab the last sample at the end of the circular buffer, because -1 would represent, the beginning connecting to the end of the buffer. It's not necessarily -1, it would be the last sample in the circular buffer. So here we go. So if index is less than 0, so essentially wrong one. It is max buffer delay size, not read position. Because that's, if it was -1, you had read position, you're still at -1 because our position's at 0. So if we're at -1, you add the max delay buffer size to it, now you're at the end of the array. Let's do the same thing for the read position.
I think I did just see something I've screwed up on now. Let's see.
So
okay. So yeah. That's exactly what I screwed up. One thing I screwed up on. Okay. Let's see. This is really weird because so I have two options. I can make this object which is a juice linear smooth value to a float, which this does linear interpolation to a target value. But that's not direct linear interpolation. That's not exactly the same thing. This is like I'm going between samples on a buffer and I need the current sample and the previous sample. So let's see here. I'm looping through each of the samples. I get the read position. And then what I'm doing is position +1, and what he had was position -1. So let's do that. And let's change read position +1 to read position -1. I'm sure I'll get it if I had a visual representation of it, but. And Xcode makes everything more complicated. Hagerman, is that the difference of the current position compared to the previous? Kind of. So linear interpolation, let me pull this up. So this is what linear interpolation is. You've got point X, you've got point X of 1, right? If we're just thinking about it on the X-axis, you got point X of 0 and point X of 1. So what he is saying is where read position is point X of 1, and then our previous read position is point X of 0, and we're trying to get the point between the two, or a point between the two. And linear interpolation is a point in a straight line between 2 points. So it works well for discrete mathematical signals, right? So in a audio signal, we have individual samples, and we might have a sample rate of 48,000 samples per second, right? Which is similar to video frame rate, but way faster. But that would still, if we changed things like a delay time parameter or something like that, we could change a parameter in such that the distance between these 2 points on a waveform is not smooth and is like ridiculous. We could go from like no delay to 3 seconds of delay in a split second of mouse time, right? Split second of time it takes to use your mouse. So the way that we prevent that is through linear interpolation, by essentially smoothing the ramp of the signal, right? Smoothing the ramp of the input. So what we're doing here is instead of just reading the base samples, which would work if we had no input, what we're doing is taking the sample we're reading and the previous sample and mixing, essentially getting an average of the two together. So, and to do that, how did he have it? I had statcast to an int, reposition minus. Yeah, because then this would give us our linear interpolation factor. But how is he doing that math? He had... Let's see. Oh, he's not there yet. He calculated read position, and now he's calculating the end of the buffer. So, I guess I can turn the music back on for a bit. Wow, it's loud. Let me turn that. Actually, you know what? Let's just pause the music because they're just going to come in at all different volume levels, and I don't have that set up. So, what I did not do correctly here is read position. Let me see. He's looking at he's creating a circular buffer with the read position. So if the read position is less than 0, he needs to wrap back around to the end of the buffer, in which case mine is read position plus equals buffer.getNum samples. Or buffers.getNum samples. So I don't know why I don't understand that in my head today, but right now it's acting weird. So, and then we're saying the same thing for read position -1. It's buffers dot getNum samples plus read position -1, which should always be one behind the existing read position anyway. So did I actually do that wrong? I don't know that I did. I just did it differently than what he was saying. And then the opposite of that is if the read position is greater than buffer.getNum samples, then read position needs to increase. Oh, I know a thing I didn't do. Oh, I know a thing I didn't do. Okay, that helps explain why this wasn't working. Maybe I'll actually be able to fix this today because I have half a brain today. Okay, so check it out. I'm never increasing read position or read position. I've increased read position, but I'm definitely not increasing read position -1. Okay, maybe that will work. Because the buffer position is the most latest value or buffer read position. What was the question, Hagerman? What's up, Colin? Use of undeclared to identify a read position -1. Did you mean read? Did I really not keep that? Oh, maybe I don't need to keep it. Maybe that was right. Yeah, because it's not. Yeah, because it's not a local variable. It gets made every time. Okay. So I am correct. Barf. Ugh. This is so annoying. Like, want to nuke this whole section. Ugh. So annoyed today. So annoyed. Okay. Buffers not clear. Yeah. Okay. Let's just keep watching the video and see if I see something that makes me think again.
So if we're past the end of it, we want to make sure we wrap around to the beginning. So since we have 248 positions in our buffer, we need to make sure that if we're beyond that, you subtract that number and we're back at position 0 or 1 or wherever the index is landed due to the calculations. So index 1.
Don't mind me. I was talking aloud as if I was talking aloud if I was tracking the context. Have I lost you completely, Hagerman? Let me know, because actually explaining this is useful to me, because then I have to either pretend like I know what I'm talking about, or then I learn more about what I'm talking about. Excuse me.
Size, right? So we want to wrap back around to the beginning. Cool. So here we are. Next thing.
Oh, y'all are going to go to ad break jail in 3 minutes, so we're going to be careful.
We're going to use linear interpolation to determine what the actual sample value is coming out. And we do this so that way there's no discontinuity in the waveform when we're wrapping around our circular buffer, because if the two values are not continuous, you're going to hear a pop or a click once again. So as you remember, we made this KAP audio helpers class. There's nothing in it right now. It's not helping us. So let's have it help. So next thing I need to do is I'm going to make a linear interpolation function. The linear interpolation function that I'm implementing can be found on Wikipedia's linear interpolation page. It is open source. It's common knowledge. Go there. Do some research about it. They have a code section. It's literally verbatim what I'm about to put in here.
What he's about to do is this.
So inline flow, an inline function. If you don't know yet, inline function, any class that uses an inline function, the compiler reads this inline flag and compiles it as if this function was in line with that class that's calling it. So that means you can use 20 different DSP algorithms that all use this linear interpolation function without writing a linear interpolation function 20 different times. So we're going to make one. It's inline. You include the header to this class. You call it. Compiler recognizes it as if it was a function that belonged to the delay. Here we go. Cadence audio plugin, linear interpolation, float. So essentially this is position 1, position 2, the 2 points we needed to figure out, and T basically represents the fractional difference between our position and there. So if we're a little closer to this side, it might be a higher decimal value. If we're a little closer to this side, it might be lower.
Oh, that's a really good explanation.
But that's not for us to determine. That's all calculated by the delay itself. So
that's actually a way better explanation of linear interpolation than I just gave.
Boom. There you go. Simple linear interpolation function. If you want to learn more about this particular function, once again, it's all on Wikipedia linear interpolation page. Head over to Google real quick. Check that out. So here we go. I'm going to say float.
All right, we're going to pause this in a minute because we're going to go to ad break.
Actually, we should return a double because that's what the return type of this function is. here we go. Oh, what's going on? We don't have access to this yet. Why? Why don't we have access? Because we need to make sure that we have included this function, this
Failure.
header up here as well. So, audio helpers. Here we go. So we have the header to its own class, the header to the juice header, and then the header of the audio helpers. Let's see what happens now. Oh, there it is. So sample 1 there, sample 2, or 0 and 1 rather, sample 0, sample 1. And then we need to determine what the fractional difference is of their positions. So what we do is we take a casted int version of the read position and we subtract the actual read position from it, and that'll return what the fractional difference is. So for example,
oh, interesting.
Our read position.
So I am doing that backwards. I will work on this, and then we'll talk after the ad break. It'd be great. Ads are starting soon. Sorry to put you in ad break jail, but it's a thing. Let's see. Can I get the video back? Yeah. Let me see. Yeah, okay. That's what I was looking for. Come on. Hide the freaking... Rude. Yeah, okay. T is casted integer of read position minus read position. I think I have that flipped. Ads are starting soon, except they haven't started yet. What's going on, Twitch? So, okay. Ads in progress. We have the ads. So I actually did that in inverse. That might help. Let me also see how he... Well, he's carrying read position -1. So... Let's see. Yeah, I think that makes sense. I think I'm doing it okay. Because, let me do the math of this. So if read position is less than 0, like a read position is -1, then we're going to do read position plus buffers.getNum samples. So we're going to go to the end of the buffer. Back from ads. We're going to go to the end of the buffer plus -1. And then if... Oh, wait a second. No, okay. So then if read position -1 is -2, if the result of this is -2, then it will be buffers.getNum samples plus -2. So this should theoretically work fine. Sorry to put you in ad break jail. The only easy way to get you out of ad break jail is to give me your Prime sub. That's the only way to do it. I'm a shameless shill for subscriptions. That would require you having Prime. Well, or you get a credit card and get an actual sub. Either way. I believe me, I'm not encouraging or forcing that. You do what you want to do with your time and money. Okay, so I'm going to actually do delay time smooth. I'm going to take this crap away because I think we're doing that somewhat correctly. Dude, I've got 4 viewers again, according to Twitch dashboard. This is getting consistent. This is very weird. And y'all aren't the same 4 people every week. This is hilarious. Okay, so we've made potentially 2 bug fixes. So what we're doing with his linear interpolation thing is we're doing that there, and we're hitting all the samples, and we're going through each channel per sample, which I like. I think that's the only way that we can do the ping pong too. I don't know. I'm just going to be stupid. Before we go any further, I'm just going to build this. Let's just see what happens. Oh, as soon as I said 4 viewers, it dropped down to 2. I'm great. Expect it. Expect all of the people, or expect it to work. Let's see. Aw, thank you, Hagerman. I appreciate the compliment that I am great and that I should expect the people. I will do my best to internalize that. It is not easy, for sure. Okay, let's find a sound. Let's pull up the fragment samples. These are fun. They are named hilariously fun things. Look at the name of this file. This is the name of this file. I love glitch machines. Evo stuff is great. There we go. Don't crash. There we go. Cool. All right. Tell me if you can hear this. Nope. Hit the wrong button. Sorry. Now let's try. No, I don't want to delete the track. What are you doing? Ugh, too loud. Let's not crank it down by... Okay, so it's not delaying at all. Oh, all sorts of badness. What is going on? So we're getting a single delay there. I think this has to do with me changing the mapping of the feedback knob. I think that's going a little weird right now. So let me change that back, and then we'll see if that... I mean, it obviously shouldn't matter, but let me just figure it. Let me just play with some stuff. So this was set range of 0.25, and then this was 3, and then I think my set value was 1, and set skew factor from midpoint was 1. Let me save that, and then let me take away the J map. Let's see. I think this just needs to be... No, that's prepare to play. What am I doing? Okay, let's get out of prepare to play because I'm not thinking straight there because I'm expecting to be looking at this. Okay, so let's take away the JMap here. And this just needs to be, whoops. Slider value times get sample rate. And then our delay time in samples is what? Is that a float? Does it tell me if I mouse over it? Of course not. Screw you, Xcode. Delay time in samples is a float. Okay. So slider value times get sample rate. Slider value is a double. That's fine. And then I want in the prepare to play... Delay parameter smooth is going to smooth to a .001 because that's reset is sample rate and ramp length in seconds. That's fine. And then set target value. Set target value should just be delay time in samples, I think. Is that what I did below? Slider value. No. So delay time in samples is not. This needs to be, prepare to play needs to be essentially slider value, but come on. That's a bug. How would I do set target value on the prepare to play? I mean, I can force it to be 1, but I can't get the parameter from the editor because I don't have an audio processor value tree state yet. And you know what? Fuck it. Let's just not worry about it. Let's just do that. Okay. Let's see what that does. Yeah. One day, we will have this delay plugin working properly, my friends, and it will not be long from now, but I have to fight it. And I don't know why. Delay plugins are not that hard. I've made a load of them, apparently, because they're all on my laptop. There was a sub. Who subbed? What happened? Bruce Malt followed. What's up, Bruce Malt? If you're here, thanks for hanging out and following. I appreciate it. Okay, there's the ping pong. It's not crashing. That's cool. Let's get the sound in and see how it breaks again. Ah, damn it. Wrong key. I'm using a split keyboard, so... Okay. That's weird. Feedback amount is not really working now. And this parameter smoothing isn't working either. Ah! Playing Pacific Drive and watching. Looks interesting. I don't even know what Pacific Drive is. Enlighten me. I have to look that up. Hold on. I'm going to do that right now. What is... Pacific Drive, a singular survival game steeped in an unnerving world. Oh, crazy. This looks wild. That's cool. I hope you're having fun with that. That's dope. All right. I hate Mac. Mac just like makes windows pop up on your machine when you don't want them to. Okay, so like this is fucking weird. Like that delayed one time, right? So if I bring this all the way up here, that's all we're getting. I'm not getting so the feedback's totally broken now. What's crazy is all of this crap worked literally just the other day. And it's going in heat, like it's hitting let's see. Let's do some dumb things. Let's just make sure it's getting to the right places. I think maybe calling int read sample is wrong here. Oh my god, Mac. I'm gonna kill you. Xcode and Vim keys doesn't work well. What happens if I do that? They'll probably get mad at me. No, it's not. Because these are not integers. Now can I build and run? Yeah, no, now it's mad. array subscript is not an integer, and it's at right position. So let's. Okay, it's at least mad about right position. Which I feel like that's not a thing I should have to do anyway. Let's build again. Let's see if we at least get in the if statement correctly. Okay. Just whacking my mic over and over and over again. Okay, so we go in the else statement. We're good. That's happening. But why is the feedback amount on the read sample not functioning properly? Ooh, excuse me. Because we're writing to the channel sample, and we're This is where you look at code and where you like stop seeing it correctly because you've been staring at it so long. I've done nothing to the feedback other than I set the feedback to 0 at the processor initially, right? So feedback amount is set to 0 here. And then I guess let's just trace that. So then feedback amount is set to 0.6 and prepare to play. So then we pass that to the setup. So setup. Oh, well, that might be the problem. Am I not keeping feedback here? No, I'm not keeping feedback in the delay itself. Okay, so then why does feedback amount need to be there? It probably doesn't need to be. And then we take feedback amount here. And then where does this get used? Just right there. And we're taking in feedback amount from the processor. What's sending there? Where are we? Feedback amount here is the internal feedback amount. So I guess let's see what feedback amount is when we hit the else statement. Segel, what's up? I am doing well other than the fact that code is pissing me off right now. It's been a day full of meetings and stuff too. I've been fairly busy. In fact, I actually need to see if I have something that I have to call into in 5 minutes. Let me double check. I do not have something I have to call into in 5 minutes. That's great. I can hang out with y'all for a little while longer. But I will have to flip away from plugin development shortly. And then we will go to co-working stream mode instead of plugin development stream mode. Because then I got to go back to day job work, which is under NDA and I can't show you because I'm working on big video games. Big, important, fancy, dancy video games. Okay. 0.6. Okay. So then, yeah, we're increasing all the way to 0.9. We're decreasing all the way to 0.5. That's expected. Okay. The more important question, Zegel, is how are you doing? Okay, debug statements don't make for good. They're blocking. Ugh. That's a clip. Mark that. Yeah, yuck meetings day. That, you know, it's more often than I'd like to be, but it's not. It's not what it used to be. So it's all right. Stop, Xcode. Stop. You can do it. I still need to. Zegel, I watched that video that you suggested the other day, and I haven't gotten to the point where I like learned all of the OBS details, but that's on my to-do list. So hopefully I will have a VOD stream and a live stream, and if I can separate those two things, I'm gonna play whatever damn music I want to play, and it's gonna be great. We're gonna have all sorts of DMCA live takedowns. Did Xcode just totally get just trashed? Okay, there we go. I was about to say, come on. I still haven't ever tracked my audio proper for that. Yeah, I don't know. Like Zegel was like, no, I swear that you can separate your audio streams and like play stuff. And I was like, no, you can't. The reason I don't play a lot of different things is because it'll go into the VOD, and I don't want to get hit with a DMCA notification for VOD. And Zegel's like, no, I swear it's possible. I'm over here like, I'm an audio professional. I know what I'm talking about. And then he drops this video in my DM, and I'm like, the hell is this? I'm doing well, pretty well, finishing 3 tracks and working on the lore of my tracks. My left ear is blocked though. Oh no, are you sick? That sucks. I'm sorry to hear that. Also, what is the lore of your tracks? That's interesting. Every time I sit down to do it, I just get overwhelmed. Oh, that's a bummer. Well, you just got to take it step by step. Like, this is the thing I was working through today, is like not trying to, like, I want this freaking plugin to work, but I can't just expect it. Like, I need to take it step at a time. If I remind myself I am not a horrible programmer, I'm just kind of like, I've built a system that I want to do a lot. And I've gotten a single channel delay to work. I've gotten a dual channel delay to work. Now I'm trying to get an infinite number of channel delay to work. Like that jump is a little bit exponential. So we just got to take it easy. Okay, so the feedback is good. I don't know what's going on, man. Wasn't that separate audio streams a rather new OBS feature? I messed with it a few months back, and it was Windows only. I don't know. I haven't tried it. And if it's Windows only, then I'm totally screwed. But whatever. I'm not gonna worry about it either way. Building a dark fantasy world around the tracks I'm creating will most likely sit down this week to make a proper story of it all. That's cool. I hope that's fun. Maybe this doesn't need to be what it is. Let's see. No, that is not true. That apparently needs to be that. This is annoying. Because you have to do the linear interpolation. Like and I don't know why the feedback suddenly isn't working. Because this was working like days ago. Also, right position, I never do anything that needs interpolation, I don't think. So I'm thinking right position can go back to be an integer. Right position minus delay time and samples. How do I get right position again? We start at right position equals 0. Yeah, so right position is always an integer. So let's take that back to being an integer. And then go back to the delay, and then I can remove right position. I can remove the casts here. Yeah, I should never need that to be an integer. Or I should never need that to be a float. how do I get other read sample? Other read sample is... I need to interpolate that too, but we're not doing that yet. We're not handling other read sample yet, so like I might just go back and make a single channel delay work again and get this back to the point where it's actually functioning and I know why it's functioning. Because then that might help me figure out why it's not functioning otherwise. Okay, I'm gonna build this one more time. It's not going to work. I'm going to be annoyed by it. And then we're going to call it for the plugin development part of the stream, and we're going to go back to co-working for the rest of the stream. That is annoying to me, and I don't want it to be that way. I would rather have succeeded at making this work today, but I think I'm lost in I am definitely in a fog of war right now. And I don't know if I need to nuke everything to get myself to a place where I understand what the hell I'm doing again, or if it's real easy on the tip of my tongue. But it shouldn't be this hard. Like this, I am definitely overcomplicating it in my head. Actually, we're going to go for 4.5 more minutes because that's when the ad break happens. And when the ad break happens, we'll do the changeover. And I'll bring you all into my co-working environment in my super fancy swanky office. You'll see, it'll be great. If you've never seen it before, it's hilarious. Super worth it. Whew, excuse me. Clearly I need a nap too. Oh yeah. The office is definitely some digs. It's great. I worked with Microsoft on it. They helped me out. They pitched in a bunch of money. It's super good. You're going to like it. There's dinosaurs, apparently. I think Colin's seen it. Colin, have you seen my new office? Ah! What the... What? Why? Oh! I think I know why. We're guaranteed to get almost one of these per stream. We're gonna mark this. Adam loses his mind. Okay. Oh, we're about to have an ad break. Thanks, Twitch. Okay, now does it... wait, now... If this just works, this is gonna be hilarious. This can't work. Yeah, okay. It's definitely not working the way that it should. Oh, and the double click isn't working either. Yeah, the pitch shifting isn't working properly. Whoa, auto muted. It got mad. Okay, I got it. You're unhappy. I'm not blowing out any of your ears, right? Like, let me know. If it's loud, be like, ah, loud. Dude, the hell? Reaper is unhappy. Okay. It's not an infinite delay, not an infinite feedback loop. I think we must have lost Colin. Well, you are back. I was wondering if you've ever seen my new fancy office that was provided to me by Microsoft. Okay, so we're now back at the place. Okay, we're okay. I think it's because I was casting the integer. I was casting right sample to an integer. I don't know what the hell's going on now because you can't hear it. That's really weird. That's odd. You can okay. You could hear it at that volume level? Like if I cranked it all the way up and hit play. That's really weird. Is it high? Is it like really high end right now? Oh, yeah, it's clicking. Okay. Oh, God. Hold on. Sorry. Make sure this doesn't kill you guys. Yeah. Okay. Huh. I don't know. It's weird. Colin has not seen my fancy new office take. So ad break is happening. And on the other side of the ad break, we will switch back to co-working mode and you'll see my fancy office. So it'll be great. I think what happened was I was casting a float to an integer, and for some reason that jacked everything up. I still don't know why the linear interpolation isn't working, but that's clearly part of what's going on. Ad break starting soon. Like Twitch, you take forever to get to the ad break. What's going on? And I can't see it. I don't know when the ad break is actually happening because it just warns me, but it doesn't tell me when you all are actually in an ad break. All right. Well, a minute and a half. Here we go. Pre-roll ads are disabled. Ads in progress. Okay. Let me close down some stuff. Ad break. And then I will introduce you to my fancy office digs. Ad break now over. Are you out of the ad break already? That was quick. It says ads are still in progress. Twitch is very high class with these things. I got like 1 5-second ad. Well, you know, it decided that you did not need to go to ad break jail for very long, Colin. You were clearly not that naughty, so it would not give you intense ad break jail for that long. I'm just gonna wait to make sure that everybody else is out of ad break jail, because then we'll have my grand office reveal. I've only committed mild sins. Yeah, mild Twitch sins. You're not on Twitch enough for them to care and give you enough ads. Oh man. It's so funny. Oh, I guess I can bring up background noise to go working. Let's see. Background noise. Okay, now everybody should be out of ads. So we're going to introduce you to my new studio office digs for the co-working stream. So now, welcome to my office. It was brought to you. Microsoft worked really hard on this to develop this for me. We even have a Pomodoro timer that is not properly set up. It's fine. It's great. Can we, if I hit OK on that, is it going to reset it? No, it doesn't. Yeah, Hagerman, see, there you go. So it's brought to you by Microsoft because Bing AI helped create this for me. I was told by another group who was watching the other day, the birds are pterodactyls. So, yeah. So I need to get like a bot. I've seen people on co-working streams. What kinds of birds this checks out. Thank you. Yeah, I worked really hard on the view. Believe it or not, I actually did work hard on the view because hilariously, when I went to Bing AI, whatever, create Bing, blah blah blah, it kept giving me backgrounds that the chair was facing the chair was facing the ocean. So it didn't make any sense. Like I would have to have my back turned to you. In fact, I need to move myself over a little bit. So it was just like, it took me a while to get to a prompt that gave me the right thing. But this is funny because if I turn and look here now it looks like I'm looking at my computer, like my actual computer. It's really great. You're also a magician. Nobody in chair below the desk. Yeah, I mean, like, sometimes you have to make sacrifices. Sometimes the sacrifice means that you don't have a lower body. I'm also probably a little bit too big for the chair. Let's see. Let's scale myself down. Oh, now I'm squishing myself. Hold on. That's not good. I don't know how to do this properly. Is that control? Nope, not control. Is it command? Oh yeah, there we go. So what is that? That's probably more to scale, but it looks dumb with me floating in the air. Okay, that's good enough. Pterodactyl, yes, yeah. So, yeah, now what I've been doing for the past couple of streams is I'll now stay on stream for a while if I don't have any meetings or anything to go handle. And I'm going to turn on some background work and noise, which last time we did coast like water wave sounds. I could also do a waterfall. I could also do distant thunder. I could also do white rain. Does anybody have any preferences? We've got rain, we've got coast, we've got thunder, and we've got waterfall. These are the things that I can do. Thought you were about to say coast to coast AM. Nope. No. I can do coastal sounds. I can do white rain sounds, distant thunder. I think I'm going to try the thunder, unless somebody says something otherwise. Let's see. See what this is like. No, that doesn't work. Not with the background. That doesn't work with the background. I just thought about that. That's cool, but it doesn't actually work with the background. Let's do the coastal sounds again. That'll be good. Let's see how loud this is for y'all. That's pretty subtle for you guys compared to my voice. Is that right? Don't you want to work on stories about the Mothman? Don't you want work to... Wait a minute. Colin, this wasn't a sentence. Don't you want to work to stories about the Moth... No, okay, it was a sentence. I was just not reading it. Believe it or not, I have watched plenty of the Y-Files on YouTube, which is essentially the exact same thing. And I went down a rabbit hole for a very long time of watching these just for fun. I am in no way a weird alien conspiracy theorist, but they are fun. And mysteries of the universe are pretty cool. So now I have to go work on, my actual job on games. So, I can't show anything on screen because otherwise I will be breaking my NDA. The rules from here on out are, if I have to get on a call, I will abruptly end the stream. If I have to go to a meeting, I will end the stream, but usually meetings are planned, so I know that. If I have to play any audio for whatever reason that you're not allowed to hear on stream, I will end the stream. So work comes first. I really want to know... I got to figure out... People do co-working streams pretty regularly. And I like the Pomodoro timer thing I had, but deleted it. And I want to figure out what bots people use to do co-working streams. Because the Pomodoro timer was nice because it made sure that I got up to get like water and stuff like that. So I think I might actually bring that back in just a second. But I don't know what like bots people use for their co-working streams, which I think would probably be helpful. Background sounds are good. Thank you. Yeah. So y'all are free, like, essentially... Oh, I need to change... Let me change my title, and let me go... Should I move to just chatting? Co-working... AAA... Game audio dev... works with you. Now, live notification... Co-working... Come hang... So we're going to change out of software development, I think. And we'll go to just chatting. Yeah. All right. Moving to just chatting. I have to jump for a meeting. Have a good one. See you, Colin. Thanks for hanging, buddy. Can't say I know what bots are used for that. Yeah, me either. I need to do some research. to set all that up, because people had like Pomodoro timers. You can add your own tasks and stuff, and I think being interactive for that would be pretty cool. I've been thinking a lot about how to gamify the stream in a way. Like it's fun, and obviously a lot of people are showing up here for to do watch programming stuff, and that's totally dope. And it's really cool now that, like, right now it says that I have 5 viewers on OBS, and that's wild. I don't know. It's just, I can't even fathom people like actually watching. I don't get it. It's very cool, but I don't understand. But I want to make this more interactive. I want y'all to have things to be able to gamify and play with and whatever. So, one of the simple gamified stream features are the channel point rewards like hydrate, stretch, etc. Yeah, I haven't. Let me. Is it giving you channel points right now? I assume it is, and I assume that I just have no rewards. I haven't thought about that. It just made me think about the best channel point reward would be putting everybody in ad break jail. That would be hilarious. Okay, let's do this. Okay. Oh god, I forgot I had to. You're watching it live, friends. Properties, filters, chroma key. Okay, there we go. All right, so now we have a 30-minute work block. It is, you have the default 5 right now. I don't even know how to change that. Let's see if I can figure that out. Viewer rewards, channel points. Look at that. Okay, customize channel points display. Oh, I don't have images for that yet. I'll have to have AI create me some images for things. Manage rewards and challenges. Smart cost for single default rewards. Now for individual rewards, smart cost will automatically adjust your default reward costs based on the size of your audience and the redemption rate of rewards. Okay. All right. That's fine. Defaults. I added a few custom to my channel, like show the game, so if someone pops on and wants to see what I'm doing regardless, it lets me know. That's cool. I think that the initial reward, the initial custom reward, let's see. Oh, it has a collection. Choose which hero I play with, name generator, make me drop my weapon. Okay, so those are game related. IRL, hydrate, posture check, stretch, hats off to you. I put a hat on or mask until someone makes me put on another one. No. I time you out. Emote only chat, suggest a poll, mod poll. Alright, we can do hydrate. That'll be fine. We can do posture check. Let's do stretch. Oh, okay. IRL, no cursing for 10 minutes. I guess I don't cuss on stream all that much. IRL word ban. We're not doing singing voice. We're going to do put the stream in ad break jail, though. Let's see. Need ideas. How do I add a custom one? I had a custom reward a minute ago. Oh, add a new custom reward. Okay. Put the stream in ad break jail. Add a blurb of what you want the viewer to request. This puts the entire stream under a ad break for 90 seconds as a meme. Viewer does not need to enter text. Cost I don't know what the cost this should be. What? Doesn't it say that I can have a smart cost for this? Let's do, I don't know, 500 points. We'll change it if we need to. Points are generally rewarded really slowly, so something like 50 over X minutes. All right. Well, I put it at 500. So, and I don't want people to put the stream in ad break jail a bunch. So yeah, let's just leave it at 500 for now. Okay. Viewers can earn 220 points per hour on average. Subs earn multipliers up to 2x. Gotcha. Okay. So, is there a save button on that? Supposedly, you all can see that now. So you can make me hydrate. And make me check my posture and stretch. And we will come up with other fun, weird things, too. It'll be great. I will come up with dumb ideas. You redeemed hydrate. I don't have any water. You're screwing with me, Hagerman. Now I gotta go get water. I'll be right back. All right, here's your water. Here's your water. You can kind of see the outline. That works. One day, when I have a legit streaming room, I will turn off this shitty mask of my camera so that you can actually see the room. But until then, I have a crappy room, so I'm not going to do that. Not for right now. Okay, what do I need to do? I've been chatted. Not on stream chat, on work chat. Man, my work chat is making everything drag. So sorry if the stream is all like choppy all of a sudden. Okay. Oh, I have a code review I need to do. I broke my NeoVim the other day, so I don't know that I can really use it effectively. This is the fun part of the stream where like I gotta work on stuff, but I can't really tell you what I'm working on, so I gotta be careful. But you know, I work for a big AAA game company, so we gotta do stuff. And we will take a break in 20 minutes. So right now I gotta go finish up a code review where I'm making a small tool for some colleagues of mine. Boop. And yes. Thanks, Microsoft. Why does it say I have an unread chat? Okay. So I got to go finish a code review. I have, what else do I have? I need to code up some hooks for some things, which I need to get on very soon. But to do that, I'm going to have to play some sound, which means that I'm not going to do that right now. Then I need to work on a backlog. And this is the hard part where I wish I could like show some context of something that I'm working on. Obviously, I'm not going to do that because I'm in office under NDA. But it would be fun to be able to figure out a way to generically be like, here's some context. All right, so we're going to look at a code review, or I'm going to look at a code review, and you're going to pretend like you're looking at a code review. Oh, right, I also have to hit up a... chat message real quick. All right. I've sent the message that I meant to send yesterday. And now let's go to the code review and also open the code, because apparently the code is not open. Okay, recover selected files. Apparently I need to recover files. Right. Okay, let's look at the comments. Code review comments. Maybe I will do that. Okay, so first comment talks about some default pathing, which I think I will do on a project basis. But to do that, I want that configurable setting to be done. Let's see. So I have. Why is that mad? Oh, because I was doing a source control operation. I stopped yesterday. Okay. Let's see what that gives me. File. Okay. So to do source control operation, I have to tell the file that I want to be there. I need to mute that because I don't need to see that. And let's add that file path. There we go. Check out otherwise. Check out. There we go. Gosh, man. This is the problem is I jump from Mac to Windows, and then I'm also trying to use Vim keys, and it's just all sorts of annoying and doesn't work quite right. Wish I could just use one editor for everything, so I kind of need to set up like an Uber Vim editor one day, I think. Okay, that should suffice for the source control operations. Let's clear that up. I don't need that anymore. Clear that up. Now Not joining that. I wonder how to open that. Okay. Seems like another opportunity. Yeah, okay. $15 minutes. Okay. Now what do I want to? So, okay, I only have 2 comments left to hit. One of them, okay, that one's done. Oh, I want to figure out how to open stuff. I don't know how to open files in a certain context. This is always fun because I have to then like vaguely say what I'm doing but not, and you can't even see it anyway. I guess I don't have to, but I like narrating what I'm doing. Actually, I don't think that will work anyway. Let's see. How do I want this path to be? Do it this way. Okay. So essentially, users are generating some files, and then I'm telling them that they have generated those files successfully and updated those files successfully. All right. Ad break in 1 minute. So that means I just got a good chat message. That means that as soon as I try to build this, all of the code review will be mostly done, which will be super sweet. It's really relaxing to work to the sound of waves when you just chill out and breathe. So my wife sends me some messages, so let me reply to her while I wait for this build to complete. That's funny. My wife had to have a procedure done with her face yesterday for a dermatology thing and has a Band-Aid on today, and I told her to tell all of her coworkers that she got a face tattoo. And she did, and they loved it. Oh, so good. All right, build, come on. There we go. Build worked. Let's try this out. Do that. Actually, did that get added? Yes, it did. Okay. Now, add that to here. And bam. That's cool. I actually like that. That's rad. Okay. So, and now let me nuke that original file and try it again to make sure the build works, not just the update. Ugh. Delete. Oh, also, source control should have updated. That apparently did not update. Let's see if it updates when I build. Okay. Okay, creation is successful. Did that add it to source control? It did. Look at that. I am a real programmer. Sweet. Love it. Yes, delete the local file. All right. Code review is essentially done. Minus one short thing that I'm not going to get right this second. Okay, so let's call that done. Actually, I've got 6 minutes, so we're gonna hydrate without Hagerman telling us to do it. We're just gonna hydrate for the sake of hydration. Okay, we're good there. What's next? Let's get another thing here. All right. This is effectively almost done. Okay, that will be done, and then I guess it's time to work on some hooks, but I'm just gonna have to do that in a very careful way. Let's look at the items other people have placed upon me. Okay, so let's go to that. Oh, I can just mute, I guess. Yeah, let's just do that. Okay. All right, 2 minutes until break time, in which we will stretch and use the restroom and all that. It'll be great. And I suggest that you take a little break too, because we'll have been co-working for half an hour. We'll be streaming for an hour and a half. I will probably be off stream by, if not before, 3 p.m. today. 3 p.m. Pacific. All right, let's go to there. Switch to that project. Okay, now let's open that up. I got somebody's out of office message today, and it's great. I am out today. I will reply when I return. That is the most concise out of office. Okay, when will you return? I don't know. All right, let's open this with a minimal load. Dude, why is this taking forever? All right, well, while that takes forever, I'm going to research co-working bots. Excuse me. Loading is taking forever. We're still loading. Oh. Okay, I don't want a minimal load. I want what I select to load. And I want... I think that's the correct one. Yes. Okay. I want to load that. Go. Oh, I was supposed to be on break 5 minutes ago. What the crap? All right. I'm going to go take a break real quick. Go use the restroom and get some water. I'll be right back. All right, we have returned. Temporarily. Let's see. All right, we 24 minutes for work time now. Oh, we got an added viewer that we didn't have before. Hello, new added viewer. So, I don't know. I kind of talk as I work a little bit. So I'm working on some utilities and writing hooks for a game that I work on. I can't obviously talk about it because in office under NDA. Because I work on a high profile enough thing that I cannot show you, unfortunately. I have to add to a meeting. Oh, right. Have to. To move that. Got to move some meetings. Shifting around meetings. All right, let's get back to writing some hooks. This is not my most favorite thing in the world to do. Okay. Let's see. Oh, I need to get latest. Yeah. Oh, also. Well, I've now blocked myself. So I have to wait for the engine to load. Alright, now we're loaded. let's find the related objects. Actually, I bet I did it this way. Yeah. Okay, so let's figure out what it is still in alignment. That one's good. That one's good. Come on. That one's good. That one's good. That one's good. Oh. Nope. Not good. Where do we deviate? Ah. All right, let's see how I can add these. That needs to move up a bunch. How does this work? Oh, derp. Wait a sec. Oh, this is easier than I thought it was. Okay. See that. Let's find what is before that one. Oh, wait a sec. That's there. Then why did I get confused? Oh. Oh, we've changed. We've removed a thing. Okay. Oops. There we go. That's 6. So then we'll go back to the top. Choose 6 and then no, okay. There. Okay. 13 minutes. We can do it, and now I officially have a booking at 3 p.m. So I'm going to get off the stream by the next half hour or so. Which is cool because the lunchtime stream has been the thing. So we have less people on who don't stick around. Which is cool. I like hanging out anyway. Alright, so we did that. It's just hard to like stream and like entertain. I guess I don't need to entertain for a co-working stream, but it feels very awkward to not do that. Okay. Got those renumbered. Now, let's look and see if we're still organized correctly. Oh, we're not. I need to add a new one right there. Okay. That sucks. I have to renumber all those anyway. Oh, I see what happened. Derp. That sucks. I just nuked a bunch of stuff I didn't need to. That's fine. Wait a minute. Oh, okay. Now we're good. Okay. Oh. Okay, here's where we change again. All right, let's see what I copied that was wrong. We got 4 minutes. Okay. Okay, apparently I didn't copy anything else wrong. That's good. Inducing bugs. That's what we're doing. Not really, though. Okay, the numbers on these things should not be correct at some point soon. There we go. Let's renumber these. You know what? We're going to do a thing I didn't think about doing. There's a script for this. And just download the latest of this. All right, we're on a break. I'm going to go get water and take a quick break, and I'll be right back. And we back. Back to hooks. Let's see, we got that. We need to go back to the Wikipedia. Okay. Lord. See how that works. It'll work. Looks like it did. Cool. Well, that was much easier. All right, now let's. Cool. So the new ones are. Whoa, wait a second. Let's make sure this is accurate. Well, unfortunately, we're not going to be able to go much longer because I do have a meeting that I have to follow up on. So we're not going to get the full Pomodoro timer. And I think very soon I'm going to need to get a bot working so that we can do some combined co-working for people who want to participate in that. And I would like to get see if I can do a separate VOD audio, which would be good. And then I can start playing whatever music, which would be fun. And Thursday, we'll be back here at noon. We'll be working on plugins again. Do more C++ work that will be on stream, and then we'll start co-working again. And we're going to try to figure out how to make the co-working a little bit more fun and interactive. But I've had a good day today, and I appreciate you hanging out. And I'll be back on Thursday. Same time, noon Pacific. I'll see you then. Thanks for hanging.